Good morning, everybody. My name is Joshua Shea with Lighthouse Electric and Solar, and I wanted to just take a few minutes to explain how you can check the logs on an Outback charge controller, specifically the FM80. It logs 128 days worth of data, and that data can be very helpful to review what's been going on with your off-grid solar system. So let's jump right into it. I got a couple of charge controllers behind me. I'm going to switch the camera, and we're going to see what's going on. All right, first things first. This is your summary screen right here. This gives you all the information of what's going on currently, but what we want to get to is the logs. So we're going to push this button right here, and you can actually see we've been to the logs before. See that arrow? So when you move this button here or this button here, that corresponds to moving your arrow. And we want to head that arrow right to logging, and then I'm going to hit go. All right, so this is today's information. What we want to do is look at yesterday's information. So we're going to hit this button right here. See how it says -1 day? That's yesterday. And if we went this way, it goes forward. You can actually go right here and see minus 128 days ago. And what we're looking for here is this information. When you go through it, you can see what's been going on. You can see your max voltage, your min voltage, how long it's been absorbing, floating. You can see which day you're on, how many amp hours it used, how many kilowatt hours went through it, the highest voltage, highest amperage, and your kilowatt peak. That's what the P means. That's all for peak, peak, peak. Now, something to keep in mind is these charge controllers, they're going to log what they see for any split second. So it's not even like it was there for a long time, it just means it was there at some point. So now we're going to go back. What I like to do is I pick one piece of information and I want to get a summary of how often. So like I'll look at float, for example. Float tells you you've been in charge and your system was fully charged. So I'm going to go back through that. So I like to go through a couple of weeks and I just watch that one number and you can see we had some weather a while back. No floating, no floating. Oh, back to floating. So a couple of days, 9-10 days ago, float was kind of struggling. And you can see that kind of corresponds a little bit with low voltages because we weren't floating, so our voltages were a little bit lower those days. So that's the other thing I'll look at is I'll watch like the min voltage and I'll go through that information. Just kind of rapidly helps give you a summary and you're looking for those spikes. Hey, what happened here, right? And so when I go out and look at a customer site, they have this charge controller. Some things you're going to see me do every single time. But this is just helpful. If you're corresponding with us, take a couple pictures of this information. A couple of different days, the last couple of days that we're trying to troubleshoot, and that'll really give us a lot of information on what's been going on. All right, hopefully that's helpful for you. Again, this is for the Outback Power, the FM80. This also works for their FM60s. We got 3 FM80s here, and that tells us a quick, easy way to go through and get some information out of these, even if they're not hooked up to the internet.